Hello and welcome back to this series of videos on how to set up a ESP guitar that has a Floyd Rose tremolo system. In the last video we changed the strings. In this video we're actually going to check and adjust, if necessary, the truss rod. So let's get started. The tools that we need for this job are a capo, a set of feeler gauges, and if we have to adjust the truss rod, our Allen keys. The first thing we need to do is we need to tune the guitar. We need to place our capo behind the first fret, and then take our feeler gauge, and the feeler gauge that we want is the one that is 0.010 or 0.254 millimeters. And what we do now is we put our finger on the last fret, and on the 8th fret we put the feeler gauge underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and see what we've got. Now on this one there's a clear gap, so 2, 4. So here's the fret, and we can quite easily move the feeler gauge underneath the string without actually moving the string. That means that the truss rod will need to be tightened. So we'll start that by removing this plate here and this bar. So there is our truss rod cavity, and we just need to find the right Allen key to go in there. Now the way that we always remember this is righty tighty, lefty loosey. So we want to tighten this, so we want to bring it towards, but actually the first thing we should do is move it away from us, which will loosen the truss rod, just to make sure that we've got the truss rod moving fairly freely. It's quite tight, is this one, but it is moving. It's probably never been adjusted before, I would have said. There we go, it's moving fairly freely now. Okay, so we need to do small movements and then retune, check, small movements again. So there we are, we've positioned it, so we're going to give it just gently. We're not going to force it. It still feels quite tight. If we force it, what will happen is that we'll quite possibly could break the truss rod, and that would be something we wouldn't want to do. So that feels pretty stiff, actually, even still. Bit more, just small movements, because it's quite stiff. I think I want to leave it there, and we'll restring everything and reevaluate and see how it goes. So once again, capo behind the first fret, 8th fret, I think you could do with another little bit. It's come down a little bit, but we need a little bit more. So we'll just put a little bit of pressure on the neck to help it move, not too much. Capo behind the first fret, press down the last fret. Now as I push it under, it just ever so slightly lifts the string. Check again. Perfect. Just ever so slightly lifts. That now completes the neck relief on this guitar. I'm going to put the little plate back on and the bar, and then we'll move on to setting the bridge height and the angle of the tremolo system. And that concludes this video on how to set the truss rod on this guitar. In the next video we'll be looking at setting the tremolo bridge system on the Floyd Rose. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe button, and a thumbs up is always much appreciated. If you've got any comments or questions, put them in the comments section down below. And if you like to be notified when my next videos go live, ding that little bell. See you in the next video. Thanks very much. Bye bye.